My name is Michael, I'm the Denalzy Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Curse of the Crimson Throne. Guys, we're back. We're here. We're doing the game. We've got it here. We got these amazing Patreon guys who are here to play a game with us. We've got you guys in the audience ready to watch. I'm so keen. I'm excited. Guys, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Well, Marcus is ready.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Well, today's episode is entitled In the Belly of the Beast, for very good reason, as we are going to be following through with our hero's current adventure, which is to try and endear themselves to a tribe of Shawanti barbarians by performing acts of their former hero. One of these acts was indeed to be eaten by the dreaded Cindermore and cut their way out of the belly of the beast, which, is kind of happening. And well, more on that in a minute. But before we get started, guys, let's take a quick moment to thank a few individuals whom which we would not be here without. That is our sponsors. Look, guys, we have sponsors. Yay! So, first of all, thank you to Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork you can see on stream. All of the artworks you see here are done and made through this amazing bit of 3D model making software that allows you to bring to life your own characters for your own adventures. These characters can not only be used in VTTs like this, but also printed into 3D models for you to use at your games at home. So if you guys have a penchant for characters, then go check out Hero Forge. Every week they update with new materials and new stuff, and pro subscribers get early access to those materials. And honestly, it is just so freaking amazing to see what people can do with that. So yeah, go check that out. Then, of course, we have Sirenscape for the wonderful sound effects you will hear that immerse our games each and every time. You can see that there is a huge library of sound effects that can be used, such as, let's see, actually, here's a good one. For the people who want to know what Cindermore sounds like.
Yes.
When it decides to play.
Here we go. Cindermore. Yeah, that sounds about right. So there you go. So Sirenscape has a ton of really cool sound effects, including, of course, some specialist ones for various modules, as well as some general ambient ones, which are really, really fun to help dive your players into a world of imagination and fun. So go check out Sirenscape for their sound sets. And lastly, our VTT of choice, Fantasy Grounds, because, I have to focus on my game and the storytelling and the role-playing characters. I don't want to be worried about my rules and cataloging them and following up on all that stuff. I want my players to be able to read their character sheets and be able to interact with the game as best as they can. So Fantasy Grounds is my VTT of choice, and that's my go-to. So if you want to check it out and use it for yourself for your online games, then hey, give Fantasy Grounds a try. Thank you, Schoolie. Also, for those of you who did not know, the Crit Awards are taking nominations for this year's award ceremony. So if you know any industry professionals, wink, wink, that you would like to nominate for various awards for the TTRPG industry, hey, follow the link and give them a nomination. I'm currently trying my best in order to put my name in the running for Best Paizo GM of 2024 after winning 2023, and for Careful Cantrip to win Best Series of 2024 as well. Our artist fan of our group, McBluff, is also trying to win Best TTRPG Artist. So if you do feel like it, hey, throw us your votes. Let us know. Cool. Sponsors. Yay. Now let's, of course, take our moment to meet our lovely cast of characters. Each of these wonderful players are our main protagonists of this adventure and have a lot to tell you about their characters while I go and get a beverage before my voice disappears. We start, of course, with none other than our dear friend, Twiff.
Hello, I am Twiff. I am playing Padrig. Padrig is a spell shot gunslinger. He was going to go to school to become a wizard. He got kicked out of his family and kicked out of school when he was framed for murder by Gadrid Lamb. Way back when we started, you met most of these fine fellows, dispatched Gadrid Lamb, had a bunch of different adventures, culminating in taking care of the Blood Veil and being on our merry way to find out how to deal with the dragon spirit that seems to be controlling the queen, which is why we're standing in the middle of the desert about to be eaten by a giant worm. Next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Era Janasi, and I play the character of Quinn. She's an investigator by trade and by class, a native to the city of Corvosa, where our adventures began. We are out in the desert seeking the help of the Shawanti against the evil undead queen, and they have set for us, in order to earn their respect, something akin to the trials of Hercules, and that's the reason we are out here feeding ourselves to a fireworm. What is it called? The cinder maw. That's it. And Shahalud. Yeah, and I can't decide whether or not I should stay on the sand and get eaten or run away. I guess we'll see. Next.
Hello, I am Raikon playing Dante, a Kitsune druid, local to the forest of Kurobosa. And sorry. He is traveling with his merry band of people. No emphasis at all on merry. Through the thick and thin of these trials, and currently this might be one of the thickest parts.
That it?
Laura, it's you.
Okay, well, I'm Laura Bones, and I play Agnes. Agnes, who lives in Corvosa with her daughter. She went out shopping and fell into an adventure, and now she's been eaten by a fireworm. So, note to self, don't go shopping anymore.
I mean, that's clearly the lesson to be taken.
I think that's the lesson that needed to be taken from that.
This is far too long a silence for people who know what order they're in. Marcus.
They might actually be having some issues.
Did Marcus die? We lost Marcus, maybe.
Connection issues?
That or they think their mic
Hello?
is wonking.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There we go.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Am I? Okay. Yep. Okay. Hi, I'm Marcus. I'm playing a new character again. This is Alexander. Nothing's known about him yet. Except that he was trapped in a carriage inside the worm.
Yeah, pretty much. That's his entire backstory at the moment. Man caught
Darn,
in worm.
Silence Wizard.
More than 11.
Silence Wizard!
No, it's not Silence Wizard. You can hear me. Hello?
Still
Oh,
He
silence.
got you again.
What?
He got you good.
Who got me
He
again?
must have hit you with the 9th level silence.
Is he? Because everything's saying it's working.
The death silence of the universe.
Let's have a look. Oh no, only my players
We
can't hear me.
cannot hear you, Dag.
Why can't my
Did the
players
cat
hear me?
unplug your microphone?
Okay, hold on. How's that?
Jack can hear
Oh,
Dad.
there we go.
There he is. There he
Okay, yeah, my
is.
players can't hear me. I knew my audience could hear me just then, so that's fine. Yeah. I don't know.
That's all
I
that
don't know, man.
matters,
We
right?
don't need to hear.
Players don't need to hear you.
Yeah, players don't need to hear me. What do they need to hear me for? It's fine. It's whatever. All right, guys.
Right.
It's so good. All right. So, guys, lastly, we have one last person to thank before we get started with today's game, and that is, of course, our lovely audience members. Guys, thank you for being here and being a part of the show, having a bit of fun with us, and sharing in the laughs and all the chaos and anarchy that I unleash upon my players. Guys, as thanks, we invite you to come behind the GM screen and play with us as we delve into this. There are a number of ways for you to interact with the stream while we are live, starting, of course, with none other than channel points. Guys, Just by watching the show, you earn channel points, which can be used for a number of rewards, such as insight bonuses, inspiration, divine intervention, wandering monsters, tarot reading encounters, a whole bunch of cool stuff that is just there, and you get those for free. You just watch the show, earn the channel points, and drop them on whichever table you like. That's just how they work. We also have monetary donations for those of you who can afford to, and again, we always have the philosophy of donate generously, but of course donate responsibly. For those who want to help me with DAG's monthly support, as many of you know, I am going to Gen Con, I'm going to Europe, I'm doing a whole bunch of other stuff, so I've just needed a little bit of extra help on my regular, 9 to 5, day-to-day kind of expenses. So monthly DAG support goals, boom, there they are, right down there. And all proceeds go towards keeping me alive. So that's basically it. But of course, these donations do not come for free. They have a number of wonderful and amazing rewards that are more tangible elements to this game. First of all, for $5, you can award either one of these red markers to a player of your choice or a purple marker to me. These are hero points and jinx points. Now, hero points can be used for players to stave off death, petition the GM for stuff that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, have bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things slightly, making challenges a little bit more dire. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks. This will be your choice. The first deck will be a heroic action deck where a player of your choice will get a free, powerful action that they'll be able to use. It is a one-use action, but still a really, really useful one. Or I will draw from 3 cards from this deck of plot twists, and you will get to choose one of said plot twists to implement into the game. Yesterday, for last night's game, we have pulled the Gluttony card, and the Gluttony card ended up summoning a Barghest to eat the corpse of some poor travelers, and it was just there and hungry and just feeding and yada yada yada. So it could be an encounter, it might be just a certain mood change, or maybe a bad guy becomes a good guy. Plot twists are kind of fun. For $20, you can give someone the coveted golden natural 20, because why roll a natural 20 when you can just have them? Everyone can only have one nat 20, so right now Patrick, Quinn, and Alexandra are the ones who do not have natural 20s at the moment, but if you like them. Then for $50, you can increase the difficulty of an encounter with a boss buff. A boss buff will either increase how strong a being is, or turn the environment or the situation more deadly. So the boss buff is a boost to the encounter, making it more challenging. Or, if you feel generous to our party members, you can provide a magic item. Now, this magic item could be either a homebrew item you design, just name the item and I will design it, make it, and give it to the player of your choice. Or you can ask me to design one, where I will design a piece of set items that I will give to my players. Or you can give it to the players themselves, and they will get something from their wish list. Magic item, yay! Then we have our $100 secret menu item. The $100 secret menu item is a big, is kind of like a big, massive donation that pretty much, it's like, first of all, it's one of these big things that really do make a difference to my channel and to me being able to do this as a profession. But it is something that forever increases the power of the group or changes the scope of what's going on. For this game, I am going to actually provide our heroes each with a very powerful tool. Now, inside the belly of Cindermore was the previous Shoanti hero who had cut his way out and managed to survive. However, there is no mention to what he did or how he managed to do this incredible feat. For the $100 secret menu item, I will provide our group with 3 items, 3 magic items that were used by the Cindermore champion that will be left behind, and these 3 items will be customized to provide a powerful artifact for 3 players of your choice. So, if you want to, you could say, hey, our new friend Alexander, you look like you wear a mask. There'll be a Shoanti mask that'll allow you to potentially breathe and manipulate fire. Dante looks like they want to be faster. There's going to be these large Cinderfang boots that allow you to, whenever you're walking, constantly be under the effects of levitation. If you move through an enemy square, you will also create a wall of fire where your footsteps are left behind, etc., etc., etc. Big, powerful artifacts. That's our $100 secret menu item to be found by the people inside the belly of the beast. All right. Now, without any further ado, we return once more to the Cinderlands. A harsh and arid desert. It is to the north of the otherwise lush regions of Varesia. Our heroes are from the small town of Corvosa. In recent times, a troubled city after the fall of its emperor. The queen, a woman by the name of Iliosa, took control of their city and began to plunge it into chaos. Several horrifying and deadly incidences, such as a blighted plague, the rise of an entire armed forces dedicated only to the queen, and even the machinations of a Rakshasa and his noble family, all began to drive the people of Corvosa into desperation. With the aid of Vencalo, a swordsmaster from the city, and Neolandus, the former seneschal, our heroes found out that the queen was actually under the influence of an old and ancient dragon who had been slain by the people of the Cinderlands many, many years ago, but whose evil was bound to various artifacts, including a crown of thorns that the queen now wears. Believing that the dragon may be exerting its influence in order to try and take over the kingdom, our heroes went to the Shawanti, the tribesmen who were descendant from those that killed the dragon in the first place, in hopes of finding a means to emerge victorious against the queen. But the Shawanti are not a trusting tribe, having suffered at the hands of the thrall keepers and even the people of Corvosa in the past. Our heroes needed to prove themselves in several tasks before aid was to be lent. The first task had already been completed, with our heroes venturing into an ancient crypt and gaining the mark of the thrall keepers. And now, following in the footsteps of their great hero, our heroes must now enter the jaws of Cindermore, the giant cinderworm, and cut their way out. Also, before we get started, welcome in Raiders from Quest Junkie UK. Patch, you beautiful bloody legend, you. How's your game? Tell me all the things. Are you doing good? How's everything? I need to know everything. Also, Sky, good to see you as well. Hi. All the cool people. If you are hanging out here, we're playing Pathfinder. We're just about to get started. If you have any questions about the story or the system, let me know. Okay. Also, welcome in Nice Try Enigma. I love that name. That's an amazing name. And we also have donations to process. Thank you, Schooly Eye. See, what would I be without Schooly Eye? We have a second plot twist. Come on, you. Where is it? It's going to just be a pain, isn't it? Okay, there we go. So we have the second plot twist card for our friend Schooly Eye, and a hero point for Padrig, Dante, Agnes, and Alexander. Ooh. Dante. Padrig?
You definitely love hero points.
Hero points are good.
Especially me.
especially for Alexander. Not
Agnes
Alexander.
and
Marcus.
Alexander. There we go. All right. Done. Have I forgotten any more? No, looks like good. Pixie!
You were given the Jinx point
Good to see you, Pixie.
by Christina.
I was given a Jinx point. Christina, you spoiled me. Thank you so much for the Jinx point. I will make sure to use it in order to exact great pain and vengeance on my team. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. And thank you, Pixie, for the gifted sub. What was that?
I said great pain is always true.
Great pain is true. All right, second plot twist card. Our plot twist card, oh, of course it is. Save the day. There we go. That is our
This
plot
my
twist.
favorite one.
All right, so that's a good one for the group. All right, save the day. That is our plot twist. So, you know what? Maybe you won't die. We'll see. All right, so. I think this is the one I need. Yeah. All right. Now, across the acrid desert, or the arid desert, not acrid, the arid desert, we join as Holly, our fairy cleric of Asmodeus, is running screaming across the sandy fields, behind which the twisting, very, very large jaws of Cindermore as it roars and chases. Behind which, Padrig and Quinn, you are watching your friend being chased. What do the two of you do?
Well, I mean, we were trying to get swallowed by this worm, and it seems to have decided to avoid us. Suppose we can try and annoy it. I don't know that I'm going to be able to actually do much in the way of damage to it or anything, but I will try and get its attention.
I mean, can't hurt to try.
I mean, it could hurt to try too. We'll find out. Or shoot it. That's what I do. I shoot things.
So then I pulled out my gun.
Yeah. Let's see how it likes light damage. Pull the map up so I can actually see them.
Oh, hold on. Let me give that to you guys to share. There you go. You guys can look at the map.
I know it looks like it's all a big fireworm. But yeah, we'll try lightning first. Not see the giant worm on the map.
Yeah, the worm is not on our map. I see it on his. Is it because it's subterranean?
There it is.
Ah!
Right.
That was my bad.
Cool.
I hadn't revealed it to my players because it was underground at the time in which I put it on the map.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to get it. What do you mean? It was there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I gave my rope to someone else, and I think it snapped anyway.
Half of it is dangling from the
From
rod.
the immovable rod, yeah. So, you know, this is more to get his attention. I'm not really expecting it to do a lot of damage, but we will do a fulminating shot regardless.
All right, let's see it
Gonna
happen.
stand my ground. Go, Cindermaw.
Hold your ground, laws. Let's see it happen.
Come and eat me. Hey, hit.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, it missed.
Miss. A 39 is a miss. It just kind of bounces off him, I'm guessing.
It absolutely does. And in that moment, you take that moment to just be like,
Well, fuck.
yep.
Well, maybe it'll be like tapping him on the shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know that he even noticed that. Maybe the sound will get his attention. I don't know.
It's
Stamp
actually
my
like a
feet.
mosquito bite.
Yeah. I don't even know that's like a mosquito.
All
bite.
right, well,
That's just
Speaking of nice and early, save the day. As Cindermore is about to chomp down and devour Holly, The bullet flies and manages to hit the giant worm in such a way that some of the rocky skin sort of cracks ever so slightly. Again, no damage, just like it's kind of like the equivalent of like some of the skin sort of very loosely being sort of chipped away, and it sort of then turns its attention back towards the two of you. As it does so, Patrick,
All
do you have
right.
any choice words for it?
I'm gonna give it the finger and run. Come
Give
and
it the
get me,
finger
you
and
bastard. Yeah.
All right, you can run 30 foot back if you would like.
I hand Patrick the rod
Yeah, it's like a
and I step
It's like
aside.
it's like the baton passing.
yep relay race. Yeah, we're gonna go 30 feet this way. 10, 15, 25, 30. Is that 30? Wow.
All right. As you begin to move,
I'm sure-
Cindermore has definitely turned his attention and is going to be heading your way.
Goodbye, cruel
Now-
world.
Now, if only we had two people with a angry ranged weapon.
Mm-hmm. All right, Quinn, what about yourself?
Having passed the rod to Patrick, I'm running back towards the Shawanti. Eh.
They just watch. The fuck's she doing?
Hey, if I'm
So-
getting eaten, they are too. We're all going together.
Okay.
I feel like that'll be points against you guys.
Well, at the moment it's going for Patrick. So Quinn, you've kind of taking a more advantageous position as you watch it chase after Patrick. Meanwhile, we go inside the dreaded Cindermore. Inside the belly of the beast, with the groaning and sort of straining of these muscular walls that surround what look to be a now near destroyed wagon of steel, we find Agnes, Dante, and Alexander. Alexander, of course, being the person who had been hiding out in this wagon for some time, as the entire wagon is crunching and crushing, acid pouring down around the wagon, tarnishing the steel from it. This lasts for a few moments before ebbing. Alex, you have dealt with this a few times now, and each time your cover seems less and less secure. These two new strangers that have shown up in front of you are unusual, to say the least. But where you found no means to escape on your own, you may perhaps find something here with your friends or with these new allies. The scene is yours for the three of you.
All right. So, how badly crushed is the carriage?
Imagine a tin can that has rubber bands wrapped around it, and it's looking like at any moment one more rubber band is going to split this thing in half like a freaking guillotine.
So basically, we leave, we burn to death, we stay in, we get crushed to death.
Well, you're a pessimistic sort, aren't you?
Kind of get crushed to death either way.
Anyway, Dante had a plan and he's going to get us out of this. Isn't that right, Dante?
Yes. First, we need to make sure we are both not as harmed as we were before.
Sorry, it cut out there for a second.
Make
Repeat
sure
your.
we
Sorry, go on.
make sure we're not as harmed as we were when we first came in.
Right. And how do we do that bit?
Dante is going to use 2 actions to treat wounds on the 2 of us.
I know Agnes had let off a heal spell, so Agnes is only slightly wounded at the minute. You'd be able to say.
Yeah. Move this around. That was critical success. And then for Agnes. And there we go. Now fully healed.
Oh, well, that part was easy.
Yes, and now to see if it will actually work. But, going to the entrance of the wagon, Dante is going to attempt to cast Protector Tree at 5th level.
All right. What is the ability?
Give me a moment. I have to remember how to.
Agnes, in the meantime,
Right,
leans over
drop
to
it.
Alexander and goes, I was really hoping that he was going to turn into a dragon or something, but apparently he can't do that yet, so we'll just have to see what he's got up his sleeve. But don't worry, dearie, we'll be fine. And she just pats you on the shoulder.
Well, I certainly hope so, because this is not my area of expertise.
Now, up until a few weeks ago, it wasn't my area of expertise either, but would you believe this is the second time we've been eaten by a giant monster?
It's just gonna be like a slow head turn to his right to her. I feel that does not bode well for my situation now.
Well, I mean, we're here to get eaten the second time, which means we escaped the first time, so we've got a wee bit of practice in it.
I mean, she's
Fair enough.
she's out of line, but she's correct.
She's technically correct, which we all know is the best kind of correct.
The last sentence is what is up to you on if it actually works or not.
What's the last sentence? Well, actually, read out the whole thing, because I mean, keeping in mind, we want the audience to.
A medium tree suddenly grows in an occupied square within range. The tree has AC 10 and 10 hit points. Whenever an ally adjacent to the tree is hit by a strike, the tree interposes its branches and takes the damage first. Any additional damage beyond it, I'm pretty much just using it as a crush reducer at this point. The last sentence is the GM might determine that the tree disappears immediately in certain inhospitable situations.
Okay. Interesting.
And then when it's heightened, it is 10 hit points, and so it would be at 50. This way, it takes the damage before we do.
Okay, I think that's a good way for us to play it. Basically, the tree is going to take the damage before you do. And once the tree is destroyed, it is destroyed. The tree itself is not going to be, it's not going to be that detrimental to it, but it will give you some bonuses for sure. Okay, so before we kick off, I need to ask again. Can you calculate how much hit points the tree had?
50.
50? Okay.
Since I'd cast it at 5th level.
All right. So, for Swallow
10 HP per
Hole.
level ain't bad.
Oh, what's that?
I said 10 HP per level ain't bad.
Yeah, no.
Or per spell level.
It's not that one, it's this
And
one.
it has an AC of 10, so you could use it to block something.
All right. So, round 1, it will take 42 points of damage.
Ooh.
Awesome. So it's not gonna last for very much longer.
No. But keeping in mind, if you're working in rounds, you've used the treat action and then your ability to summon this tree, so you don't have anything else for this round. Agnes and Alexander, you guys have been speaking. As you do so,
Yes.
can I get the both of you to make me perception checks? And Gina, I will recap for you in just a second. I got a couple of big donations, and I just need a couple of seconds to work some magic here, because I'm going to be doing something also out of gratitude for these donations. But I'm working in the background. So, perception checks. What do we get?
14.
14?
15. Can I use, if that's not good enough, I'll use a hero point.
No, this should be plenty.
I forgot I had all of my stuff on Path Builder.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's useful.
And I'm posting my rolls in the Discord. That way you know I'm not fudging them.
Sure, I don't mind. Okay. Now. Perfect. Yes. Cool. All right, so further up ahead, you think you see something glowing inside the interior of Cindermore. Something seems to almost beckon to you from that direction.
Right. Do you see that, Clinton, over there?
I do.
Right, well, I'm gonna go run and try grab it.
Wait, hold on. I think I
Okay.
may have something that can do it for us so we don't risk our own lives.
Agnes
And
starts a kind of
I would like
semi-mad cackle at that. Oh dear.
They don't know that Agnes has
Alexander gives a whistle and calls for his Magma Hawk familiar.
Is this a summon spell?
No, it is his familiar that's around.
Was it eaten with you?
Well, I would hope so, because it always travels with him.
Sure. I mean, fine.
Unless it's somehow stuck.
Well, no.
stuck out there.
The catch is if it is inside with you, then it will be inside with you, and if you guys take damage, you guys will all take damage, including your familiar.
Yep.
I'm aware.
Okay, cool. Sure. Your hawk is inside the carriage. It waddles outwards and has a look at you.
Yeah, so it looks like a regular hawk, but it's actually a fire elemental because of the familiar abilities I chose.
Sure. Very nice.
Alexander introduces him. This is Kynex. He's a friend. And then Alexander will speak in Diabolic to him and tell him to go search what the
You mean Infernal?
what the glowing light is. No, it's straight, or according to Path Builder, it's called Diabolic because I wanted with the remastered stuff.
Oh yes, of course. You're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Whatever devil. Yeah. Because it also has the familiar speech ability, so it can also speak diabolic back.
So is Infernal now diabolic?
Yeah.
That's what all right. So Agnes then
Yes.
in Infernal will say, "Oh, it's nice to meet you," whatever the name was. I missed it. Of your familiar.
Kynix.
Kynex. Yeah.
Kynic sort of doesn't really speak because it's a bird. It's bird shaped. It can understand it, but it seems to give you a sort of a fluttered greeting as it sort of fluffs its flaming feathers upwards, and you can see its sort of plumage ignite in excitement at meeting new people.
Oh yeah, he's very friendly.
Also, I wasn't expecting the tree, but anyway. Right.
At least will give us time
But yes,
to
I will
prepare.
this Kynix the light to have him scout ahead.
All right. He begins to move ahead. He flies off into the distance. You guys are just gonna wait.
How far away is it? Like, will it take just a round?
He won't be able to come back this round. But yeah, about a round or so.
Well, when it's Dante's turn, he is going to cast Phoenix Ward on himself. It gives him 10 to fire, resistance 10 to fire, and if taking fire damage will reduce me to 0, if Phoenix Ward absorbs the damage beyond the amount and brings me to 1 hit point, then the ward heals me a brilliant display of flames in the shape of the phoenix's wing and envelops me in light, and I regain hit points equal to the 48 plus the absorbed damage.
Damn, nice.
I then cannot cast it again for 24 hours.
All right, that's pretty cool. Anything else you guys are doing?
Agnes would like to just try to see if like this thing can be damaged from the inside by like normal stuff, say. So if there's a broken piece of the metal of the carriage lying around, she was gonna attempt to use a cantrip, like telekinetic projectile, and send it flying at the wall of the inside lining, just to see if it makes a dent. If you know what I mean.
Sure, not a problem.
See what kind of situation we're in.
All right, make a just roll your damage actually.
Yeah, okay. Hard to miss something you're inside of, I guess.
All right, there we go.
Okay. Come on, spell. So it'll be piercing since she's using on the creature or just in the chat. Just in the chat.
Just in the chat.
Yeah.
28. All right.
Yeah.
With a 28, it is doing some damage for sure. It is cutting through, but it's very thick and heavy. All right.
Okay.
Whew.
But
Thank
it
you for your
can be
patience.
damaged.
Sorry, as you guys know,
That's what she wanted to know.
Yeah. As you guys know, I do my best work on the fly, and this is what we're going to be doing. So first of all, we have two big-ass donations to go through. First of all, our secret menu item, which has now come to fruition. So that means we are going to have 3 rare artifacts going into the next encounter, or going into this encounter. We have another donation, which has come from our dear friend McClover. And we are going to be giving Alexander a magic item of your choosing. Oh, my choice of item. Ooh, I get to decide what you get. And also for either Dante, Quinn, or Agnes. So I'm going to I'm gonna have a ponder on that one. Dante, Quinn, and Agnes. I feel like Dante hasn't gotten an item for a while. Neither is Quinn. And neither is Agnes. So they're all good choices. So I will have a think on that.
I got this stick of good boy last session. So
Oh, you did
I
get the stick of good boy. Okay, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Stick of good boy.
All right. Well, we'll see how today goes, and I'll implement that. Okay. Meanwhile, back on the outside. Now, for our dear friend Gina, our heroes are currently trying to prove themselves to a group of tribal barbarians known as the Shawanti. The reason is that the Shawanti defeated an enemy, a dragon by the name of Kazavron, who our heroes are trying to learn more about. But before they can gain any information, they have to prove themselves to be worthy and to be part of the tribe. So, they need to perform these great acts, kind of like the 12 tasks of Hercules. The task that they're currently undergoing is to eject themselves from the belly of Cindermore, the giant cinder worm. Think of like a purple worm with lava as well as acid. They need to be eaten by Cindermore and cut their way out. So, Dante, our Kitsune druid, and Agnes, our psychic human, have both volunteered to be eaten, which they have been eaten, and are trying to cut their way out. But while inside the creature, they have found Alexander, who is a armored individual with a elemental hawk, and that is all they've found out. Quinn and Patrick are on the outside trying to keep the creature from sinking down into the ground, because if our group tries to escape while the creature is underground, they're going to be stuck miles underground with no way back to the surface. So Patrick, Quinn, and Holly's only goal is to make sure this thing doesn't dive back down. Patrick has recently shot it in the jaw, not dealing any damage, but definitely drawing its attention. Which brings us back to the surface encounter where we're at, and the creature is now chasing after Patrick. Patrick.
Yep, and Patrick is using all of his actions to run away.
Ah!
Trying to keep it,
Would we be
following
calling
me.
this fast food?
Running away, wishing he'd kept up the fuck off that too. Sorry.
Yep.
All right.
It keeps it on the surface if it's coming after me. So
Yeah. It's got a faster move speed than you, so that's not ideal. But Quinn, what about you? What are you doing as you're watching Patrick run for his life?
I'm quietly saying, "Run, Patrick, run."
Just behind a rock, waving a tiny flag. Run, Patrick!
You can do this. You can do this.
Okay. Well, it will get annoyed at the fact that you are running so fast that it won't actually use its jaw to hit you. You feel something wrong as underground something seems to erupt in front of you. It appears to be the tail of the Cindermore. Of freaking course. I would like to reiterate to the audience.
wow.
I'd like to reiterate to the audience that I keep telling people that I'm not aiming to TPK my party members. Just the dice hate my players for some reason. This is proof.
Well,
fair, I think you would have.
that the dice are cooked to favor the DM.
I think to not hit a crit either way, I think you need to be at like a 1.
1.
That's true. That is true.
I think
Cool. That's 82 points of damage.
Wow.
You actually lived.
Well,
I was
I'm not-
surprised at that.
I'm not dead.
Yeah, you're not dead. You're not even down.
Wow.
So,
Doing better than the Holly.
so I completely agree with Dag that the dice do not favor players because I had the same experience.
Oh yeah, crit card.
I roll like shit. I roll like shit here, but in the little one I run, I crit constantly.
All right. Quinn and Dante, can I get you two to roll off for me? Just roll a d20. I think that's how I'm going to decide who gets this magic item. Dante gets a 15. Quinn gets the natural 20.
I'm so sorry, Dante.
It's all good.
All right.
I have quite a few magic items on me because of stuff I bought, anyways.
All right, here we go. Pick a number between 1 to 5, Patrick.
2.
1, 2. Okay, piercing. Oh, that's unfortunate.
How much
right.
do you like your lung?
I meant 3.
3? Oh, yeah, good.
Is
No,
that
that
worse
was-
or better?
You know what? Let's go back to 2 real quick. So,
Holy snot.
I mean, it is piercing, so that doesn't probably help with most of these cards.
nah. All right.
Yeah, no.
Tongue
I've got it
piercing.
in-
This large stinger erupts from the ground and hits you directly in the bottom of your jaw. As it does, it
Oh,
punctures
God.
through and into your cheek, and your whole tongue and your jaw swells from this poison you've been injected with. You must succeed in a DC 5 flat check in order to speak or cast spells with a verbal component.
Okay. Cool. I'm getting images of Hot Fuzz. at the
Yeah,
end.
that's kind of what I'm imagining too. Yeah, just the whack.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Well,
Now, Quinn. At this point in time, next to you, next to your body, you feel something sort of start poking at your leg.
That's usually not a good sign.
I'm gonna swat my hand towards the Schwante and say, "Stop it! I'm paying attention."
You look in front of you, and you see both Shawantis looking at you, confused a little bit.
All right, so I look down. What's poking my leg?
You find that
What
poking-
other appendage does it have?
Oh
I don't
god.
think you. If you
Don't
have to ask,
ask.
you don't want to know.
All right,
I'm afraid.
Aww.
you
Oh,
see
that's so cute.
you see one of these. Now this is a small creature, so it's about the size of like a cat, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't like its name.
Yeah. It sort of scratches at your foot and looks at you like it's looking for food. It licks its eyeball.
So I'll rummage around in my bag and unearth something that looks tasty that I think it might like.
All right. You grab some of your trail rations, various nuts and honeys and things like that, made into a trail ration, and you feed it to the tiny lizard. The lizard chews on it happily, its tongue greedily lapping up each and every little piece. It sort of waves its little tail at you, and as it does, you realize it is shocking with electricity. As it does so, it then looks at you and looks at your shoes. What type of shoes do you have?
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm sure they're not like steel-toed boots or anything, but probably like leather hiking, sturdy leather hiking style boots.
Cool. It bites your leg. Ow.
Oh.
It doesn't actually
that?
hurt. It actually doesn't hurt. Its teeth aren't
Okay.
big enough to penetrate it, but as it does so, you watch as all of a sudden your shoes suddenly begin charging with electricity. You now have magic Thunderstep boots, which have the following 2 abilities. The first ability is you may stomp your foot once per day. In doing so, creating a shockwave of energy that'll push creatures back from you and deal damage, as per Thunderstep. The second ability is to cast Lightning Bolt, where you can draw a straight line, deal a lightning bolt of as if you were a wizard of your level, and you can teleport from your starting point to the end point of your lightning, where you would appear sorry, where people between the 2 points where you teleport to will be damaged by the lightning bolt.
Oh, very nice.
The lizard has granted you the blessing of the shocker lizard. And these are going to be
Oh,
called the boots of
nice.
Stormstep.
very nice. I love you,
That's
Zap.
his name now.
Very well. He then returns back into the wild to go and create more magic items by biting things. You realize that maybe this lizard might be a lot more problematic in the ecosystem than you originally thought. But you know what? That's not gonna help Patrick where he is right now.
No.
All right. Meanwhile, back underground, the tree that is
It's
holding
effectively dead.
the tree is splintered this round. As the walls begin to get hotter and magma begins to pour in to the chamber that you happen to be in, Agnes and Alexander, you wait with bated breath for your hawk to return. Dante,
Agnes has her parasol up.
Dante, you are
Damn it.
you are trying to hold and maintain the magic surrounding your tree that was holding the walls from crushing you, but as it breaks, you kind of like can feel that magic being shattered. The scene goes to you guys.
Agnes,
what would you like to
Agnes
do?
will shout out to Dante as well. Well, it can be hurt from the inside. It's just really tough.
Yeah,
But less tough than outside.
that means what I'm about to do will be a lot more effective.
Right. What's next?
He's going to go out and then wild shape into the Grisantian lion.
Oh. Right.
All right, 2 actions. You decide to transform into the visage of Agnes's personal trauma.
She already gave him the okay earlier. She knew it was him.
Yes, if I see him do it, I know it's him. It's not so. Plus, we've kind of half defeated it now, so.
It's true. It's fair.
Like
fair,
we
fair.
did defeat it, so. Yeah.
All right.
But she still gives a little. Oh!
Very good. Now, at this point, the elemental hawk returns as well. Caw.
All right, little buddy. What'd you find?
Let me just check something real quick. So, what is your actual familiar?
A hawk.
A hawk.
But I have.
Yep.
I have the flyer ability because it has to, because it's a hawk.
Sure.
Fast movement for its fly speed, so it's got a 40-foot fly. Resistance and major resistance, and the elemental ability, which makes it a fire elemental. And it's
as
got
in the subtype or an actual elemental.
It changes its it changes it from an animal to an elemental.
Right. Okay. So it's not. Okay. Yep. Cool. I'm with you.
And then for the 6th ability, it's got familiar speech, so it can speak any language.
So it does say it can. So it does say it can speak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So it can speak diabolic.
Okay.
I know I chose really weird abilities for it, but
No, it's fine. It'll say that there is a person in there, a little further down.
another person.
Yes.
Did you get a glimpse of them? What they look like?
They look like a human woman. They look like a fighter. Probably a warrior of some kind. But they seem to be not all there either.
physically or mentally?
Physically.
Oh, right. We should probably go help them. And Agnes begins to scramble out of the carriage.
Well, I'd rather not have anything happen to the people who are supposed to be a little bit of a rescue, so I'll come with you.
All right. You guys go together.
Hmm.
All right. As you do so, you eventually come to what looks to be a large wound. That seems to appear in the side of Cindermore. The actual flesh seems to have scarred quite heavily. And sure enough, there you can see what looks to be a Shoanti barbarian. But something is strange. Much like the hawk had said, she does not appear to be all there.
Is she alive?
Is it like bits have been eaten off, or the bits have phased out of existence, if you know what I mean? Like,
more
look?
like this. Yeah.
Oh. So she's a spirit.
You know what? Let's do this way.
And then turn it around.
Hey, Agnes is like, oh dear, you didn't find a very good place to hang around in.
Oh no, Dag has a stand.
Where is it? There we go. Come on. And there. Yay! All right. So, at this point, this ghostly figure watches you as you approach. Clenched in her hand appears to be an axe made of molten rock that still seems to glow with a sizzling heat. Despite her rather incorporeal nature, she wields this axe in one hand. The other things you notice that seem to stand out appear to be her gauntlets as well as her boots. She looks at you and begins to speak in the Shoanti language. Talamoravan, Katforska Tashmek.
Do you know what she's saying?
I do, dearie, yes.
She is saying, come no further. If you are an enemy of the Shoanti tribe outsider, then I will make you regret challenging me.
In Shoanti, she will repeat that for Alexander, and then in Shoanti she will say back, no, great warrior, we are not here to challenge you, nor are we enemies of the Shoanti. And then with a little bit of sympathy in her voice, she will say, my poor dear, how long have you been here?
She says, I set out a week ago. I have been tasked with proving my worth. After a disagreement with my fellow clansmen, I have decided that I am going to prove that might is right. By cutting my way through Cindermore's belly, and proving that I am correct in my beliefs.
She has a
And
point.
how's that going for you, dearie?
The beast is troublesome. And I do not feel the same strength that I once had. The longer I stay in this place, the more my strength wanes. But I will continue, and I will persevere.
You see a deep sadness pass over Agnes's eyes as she realizes this person doesn't even realize that they're dead.
You look around, and not too far away, you actually see her corpse. It has been dead for much longer than a week. It is basically a skeleton with bits and bobs still attached to it.
I commend her, though. She's got a powerful spirit.
Now, OG has redeemed an insight bonus. The insight bonus is that you look at her equipment, and it does actually look a far cry better than just throwing debris at the walls here. Dante does have tooth and claw, but this thing looks as though it was designed to cleave and to cut through flesh.
We should want to take it from a 5-4. So Agnes will say, dear, I think it might have been a lot longer than a week that you have been here.
She looks at you and says, explain. I do not understand what you mean.
And Agnes will kind of draw her attention to the skeleton that's lying there on the ground, and just say, well, it seems that you died at least gloriously.
She looks at the body and begins to take it in. Make a diplomacy check. Nice. Yeah. All right. Somehow or another, even though she is completely incorporeal, you can see the color slowly leave her as the realization sweeps over her that she failed in her task.
And Agnes will say, tell me your name so I can pass it on so that it lives. If she has time.
She does. She says, my name is... My name is Kanji, of the Axe tribe.
I will see the name is not forgotten, dear.
She says, here.
You should rest.
She says, take my axe. Return it to the clan. It is a powerful tool. It was used by my grandfather when he cut his way out of the Cindermore.
Ah. Thank you, dearie. Agnes will reach out for the axe, take hold of it, and it'll just slam straight in the ground. Oh. And she'll look at Alexander and go, right, perhaps you should carry that.
I'm more of a light weapons person, but he'll grab it and just huck it over his shoulder.
All right, you do so. You also notice on the corpse there are some very, very nice bracers and some very, very nice boots as well.
Right, well, I can carry those, definitely. And Agnes will pick those ones up.
All right. Well, that will bring us to the end of that round. Dante, you do have a round to start doing some slashing damage if you would like.
Yes. Do I just use everything that's on the sheet for the Grishantian lion?
So you're using animal form, right?
Yes. So do I
So-
just use
so
the
what
animal
would-
form or this one?
It'd be animal form as the spell. Basically, the only difference would be
Okay.
is that you would get a claw attack, but it would function as the one that animal form gives you.
Got it. Give me a moment to adjust then correctly for temp HP.
And then you get to do some
And-
damage.
Yep.
And then you have put to rest the ghost of the Shoanti champion's granddaughter. Yay!
Nice.
Bonus respect.
Actually, yes, that is
Surprise.
exactly how this is working. So, in addition to the respect that you would gain from this encounter, you will gain 2 respect points for this. And this comes courtesy of one, our donation from Ire, which was for the 3 magic artifacts for the secret menu item, but also McClover, who donated the magic items to the group as well. I decided I wanted to expand on the secret menu item as well. So rather than you just finding the corpse with some weapons, I gave you the opportunity to also put to rest her ghost so that you can earn some more respect points, which is why I was distracted making stuff. So yeah, yay. Dante, damage.
Hold on.
All right,
I'm just gonna. I'm setting up. I'm setting up the attack.
Cool. I will leave it to you, and then we'll come back to it. Meanwhile, back on the outside, Patrick, you have now faced yourself. You're now kind of running into like this sort of like a gulch, as it were.
Yeah, I want to try and run to somewhere where it can chase me, but maybe not kill me.
You see a very narrow passage, and you try to squirm your way into it. As Cindermore follows, slamming between those rocks. You kind of stop for a moment. Maybe this has worked. Maybe Cindermore can't get through. And then suddenly, crunch. He starts to eat through the ground, and you're like, oh shit, that's right, he burrows. And you keep moving. Crunch, crunch. He is moving a lot slower as he is chewing his way through this very thin passage towards you. But this round, he does
Well,
not catch
hey.
you.
That's highly effective and with my plan of keeping him on the surface. So if he's chasing me but not able to catch me, I'm good.
All right, Quinn, you're watching just mountains of stone and rubble just fly into different directions.
I'm straining my eyes, trying to get a glimpse of Padraig, trying to see if Holly's still on the surface, trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm just wringing my hands, undecided as to whether or not I should try and distract this beast or whether I'm better off staying put. So I am staying put for now. My quandary of indecision continues.
Patrick, he's a man. If he can't do it, well, I'm going to lose another party.
Quinn's like a city girl, giant burrowing monsters in the middle of a desert. Not her
Well, I mean,
You
Dante
watch-
said he had a plan.
Yeah, and you watch the two Shoanti barbarians just looking at you, just taking notes, just shaking their heads, just.
One of our party was supposed to cut their way out. One only.
And instead, the
all of
entire
us.
party is trying to go in.
It's very true. It's very true. All right. 14 points of damage to the belly, which brings us to 14. All right, done and done. Cool. All right, you've started making headway on the interior of Cindermore. Very nice.
Da-da-da.
Okay. Now, back on the inside.
Time for crushing damage.
Time for some crushing damage.
So Agnes's parasol will protect her from 10 points of fire damage, but not any other kinds.
All right. Yes. Okay, well, we'll work on that. Alexander, you have picked up the axe, haven't you?
Yes.
All right.
So I think if we're on the way back as well, Agnes will say, since he said he's more of a small weapons user, she'll say, oh, by the way, if you don't actually want to swing that, you can just drop it down when we get back. And, well, my mind is more powerful than my hands.
In my case, that's a little more to truth. Despite how I may look, I am actually quite capable at magic.
Carry on, I'm just doing stuff.
Huh. Well, no, oh no, dearie, I was more meaning if you didn't want to swing the axe yourself. I can just throw it at the creep.
Real quick.
I'm a psychic. I can throw it with my mind, is what I'm saying.
Like what you did earlier. Yeah, I do believe that I know a similar spell myself. Yeah, don't let the armor fool you. It's many of my order are proficient in both close range and magical combat.
All right, and Agnes, I have given you the braces and the boots.
Okay.
All right. Now, have the two spellcasters stopped measuring their spell books and decided what they're actually going to do?
Well, we're walking back, and yeah.
Oh, I'm about to
I
do
guess it
crushing
will play-
damage unless you do something right now. Is more the because remember you
Oh,
guys
you
are
mean
still.
to actually do the damage now? So that's what Agnes is trying to say. Like, if Alexander can't wield that axe, she can throw the axe, but it's irrelevant.
Oh yeah, no, I know that that's so you said that, and then Alexander said, well, but I have these spells, and
Yeah.
you can have that conversation if you like. I'm gonna crush you either way, but you know.
Yeah.
No, I promise it wasn't a dick measuring contest.
I know, but here's the exchange. Agnes said, "Hey, I can fling that if you can't wield it." To which your response should probably, oh God, yes, please, we're about to die."
Also, real quick, add an extra 7 points of damage. That was the one last thing I forgot was the bonus damage.
Oh, yep, no worries. Done and done. All right. So, Alexander.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that'll really help.
Marcus,
Yes.
drop the axe.
Okay, I do.
Good. Agnes, you may use your telekinetic strike to launch the axe at the wall.
As soon as you drop the axe, it just suddenly floats up into the air and just spins in an arc and just slams into the wall.
Agnes, please do your usual damage plus a d12 and 2d6. Actually, no. Ignore the 2d6. Just the d12 on top of that.
Okay.
As the axe starts
Just
to
a
gather...
D12. Yeah.
Yeah. So your regular damage for your telekinetic strike and an extra d12. As it begins to spin and create these whooshing sounds as the blade almost turns into a buzzsaw, it launches at the side that Dante has been scratching at.
Okay, I'll pick that up. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Boof. That's usual. And then
25.
a D12.
Oh,
35.
nice. So that's 35 damage. And even with the defense, 35. Okay, there's that. All right, there appears to be an opening in the wall.
Can I use my thing to do the exact same thing?
Your thing.
Hero point. Because I do have telekinetic projectile as well.
Sure, you don't need to use a hero point for that. You can just use telekinetic projectile to do the same thing.
All right, then yeah, as soon as it hits the wall, if it like bounces off, he's gonna do the same thing and launch it right back into it.
So real quick, did you hear what happened with the attack?
No, because it kept cutting out.
Okay. It cut through. There is now an opening in the stomach of Cinnamore.
Oh.
Grab the axe and go, guys!
No, is it? Well, because Agnes will shout back, Auntie, bring those claws over here! Hoping he can, like, rip a bigger hole open for them to get out of.
Dante?
All right, then yeah, then.
Yeah. Dante will come over and then make it a bigger hole.
All right, roll your damage on one of your claw attacks as you run over to where the axe is sort of cut through, and you sort of like use your claws to sort of dig in and pull it wider. Yeah, nice. 16 points of damage. Cool.
So is the hole big enough for us to go through yet?
You could squeeze
just,
through.
almost?
Yeah. No, you can squeeze through.
Then Alexander will grab the axe and go through.
All right.
Just drag it along the stomach lining while you do so.
You kind of start to sidestep through as you pull yourself, eventually feeling out the other side. You haven't quite gotten all the way through because it is difficult terrain to try and get through those walls of flesh. But
Agnes is not affected by it because of the freedom of movement.
Oh yeah, Agnes could just slip straight through. Agnes, are you going through as well?
Oh yes, definitely.
You actually
any
come out.
longer than she has to.
Yeah, you actually come out the other side. And can see the creature is sort of burrowing into the ground and sort of making its way after something. But you emerge out in the sunlight, covered in blood and some digestive juices. But you are now free. You can see Alexander's hand sort of sticking out behind you.
Yeah, she turns out and coughs and splutters and turns around and sees the hand and just kind of like grabs onto it and pulls with all her small might.
All right. As you do so, you will... Jesus. That was very adorable. All right. You wrench and pull out Alexander from the open wound. Dante, you try to make your way through. What's the speed of your cat?
Felines have a 40-foot movement speed.
That is plenty for you to be able to squeeze out as well as you pull yourself free. The three of you are now out. Yay! But Cinnamore is still pissed off at Padrig. So, Padrig, I presume you're still running.
Running as fast as you can. Do I see them come out? No, they're I'm gonna
Patrick's
jump
going,
up this.
must
Can I get up this
practice
ledge?
more cardio. Must practice more cardio.
All right, you can indeed climb up this ledge.
All right. Hey, Quinn. Well, actually, let me do my flat check to see if I can even talk. Oh,
Yep,
sure.
you can talk.
That's a waste of a nat 20. Magical pant. Ow. All right, it's following me, but it's still on the surface. Can we can't see if they've gotten out yet, right? Because they're behind this big rock.
Not from where you are. However,
Okay.
with the right kind of attack, you might be able to bring down the rubble on top of it and maybe pin it. Because while it can drill and burrow from its front, because of the way its jaws work, if rocks and stuff
Yep.
pin it from the top, you'll actually be able to hold it in place for a little while.
I will try and do that right kind of attack. Is the right kind of attack shooting rocks with a gun that's got impact full rune on it and does force damage?
Along with whatever element you choose to do.
I'll allow it.
All right. So I will take aim at some loose rock. Not going to bother with a fulminating shot because I don't know that that's really going to do much else to it. But well, you know what? Fine, we'll throw some lightning damage against the rocks too. It'd be like a thunderstorm hitting the rubble. I don't know what you want me to roll my attack for.
Roll your perception. I think this is going to be less about you and the damage you do from hitting it, and more about hitting it in the right spot.
Perception. I'm gonna hero point that. Reroll that perception check because that was crappy.
All right.
That's
nice.
29.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, I will take careful aim and shoot that one little pebble that's holding up this rock slide.
You do indeed, and as it does, it snaps, breaking this whole embankment and causing it to fall down onto Cindermore as he is chasing you. He comes around the edge and lets loose another terrifying roar as the huge weight suddenly wounds him.
And
he
then
struggles to try and break free.
Collapse. Panting.
God, Patrick, are you okay?
Nah, ow. He got a
right.
really sharp little stinger that kind of got me in the tongue.
All right, you see the
Yeah, I was
others.
going to say, meanwhile, Agnes is running in the opposite direction that this thing went in.
Yeah, you see the others. You see the others run out, and together, you all manage to evacuate. That being said, you do see there is another individual traveling with your companions, but with Cindermore pinned under the rock slide and needing a little bit of time to break free. You all have emerged victorious, having successfully completed this challenge.
So Patrick will be like, wait, guys, why are there more of you?
Also,
We'll catch up with that once we're out of range.
Also to note, Dante is still the Crustacean lion.
Yeah, well, look, we've of the list of things that have been strange in the past few days.
Yeah, it's just big
It's
cat
just
following the party.
base level right now.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
Dante.
I mean, I know Dante is.
Dante, we can play that. We can play that story out if you like. You won't
Yeah,
like
I
where it
know.
goes.
But
No, I think Patrick would know that, hey, if there's a calm lion following everyone, and no one's running and shrieking in terror from it, it's
Well,
probably just
ironically,
Dante.
everyone would be running and shrieking in terror, and the lion would also not be calm, and the lion would be behind everyone as it is chasing behind them. So again, like I said, I'm amused at the prospect, but we're going to ignore it, I presume, because Dante has two brain
Yeah.
cells to rub together, and probably before he gets shot by the sniper and the crossbow wielding investigator, I should probably turn back into a non-lion.
Yeah, he would do that. It's just like out of danger first, then do so.
Yes. Well, again, if you are a lion while you're chasing them, you're still in danger in a different way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
All
I
right.
mean, I at least have one movement of 40 and then change back.
Sure. Campfire.
Just Patrick is training his. Oh fuck, a lion now too.
Yep.
He sees it turn into Dante. Like, oh, god damn it!
Lion's back. It's come back for my guns now. My armor wasn't enough.
I know.
All right.
Oh no, it ate the gun too. I just was able to fix that.
Around the campfire, as you are resting, recuperating, and treating your various grievous bodily injuries, you share the tale of what had occurred inside the belly of the beast. Agnes presenting, I presume, the magic items that you found,
Yeah.
as well as one notable Alexander.
Oh, right, yes. So I found a wee friend down there in these boots. Oh, aye, there was a dead lady, but she's gone to rest now, and that's fine. Oh, and Dante made a fantastic tree. But anyway, right here, you should put some down in front of Patrick. Some boots and braces just for him to have a look at.
I'll do an Arcana check and see what they are.
And so, Alexander, how exactly did you end up, well, eaten? And what were you doing riding around in a fancy carriage out here in the wastelands?
Well, I got eaten riding in the carriage. But as for why I was in said carriage, I was returning home.
Oh. Where's that, dearie?
Corvosa.
Oh. That's
Well,
where
don't
we're
let
from,
us
too.
keep you.
Quinn, be nice. Come on now.
Well, I heard some troubling rumors, and I need to go check for myself because my sister is there.
Oh. Have you heard from her lately?
It's actually been far too long since I've heard from her.
Do we recognize any of his gear as indicative of being
The
a
Hell
Hell
Knights?
Knight?
Yes. In fact, most of you should, I guess. If anyone would like to, you may make a local check in order to try... Oh, sorry, a society check in order to try and figure out which order he may belong to.
Yes, please.
Otherwise, he's just some super, like, edgy paladin. Okay. Yeah, with those, I'd say you would be able to identify that he is a Hell Knight from the Order of the Gate. The Order of the Gate is
Okay.
most well known for being the Hell Knights, kind of closely associated with Minority Report. For those of you who don't know that movie, they, rather than waiting for crimes to happen and then... Actually, you know what? Let's go back. Let me go back. Hell Knights. Hell Knights are a police force, a self-governing police force that exists throughout the world of Galarian. No matter where they go, they believe any land they tread on is theirs to enforce the law with. They base themselves and idealize themselves off the lawful, bureaucratic, and in their own version, honorable side of hell and the diabolic forces. To have a contract with the devil is a binding one. To follow a law is a binding law. This is kind of how they exist. Not that they're all evil or anything like that, despite their name. The name is mostly an intimidation tool as well. Now, for these particular ones, their speciality is in future reading. Oracles from the Hell Knight of the Order of the Gate will predict and prophesize crimes and incidences as they occur, then dispatch Order of the Gate agents in order to go and stop, quell, or defeat whatever problem they're having. So this gentleman here is a Hell Knight Order of the Gate signifier, because they mostly have spellcasters and signifiers on their side. So that is likely who this is. And signifiers are basically armored spellcasters.
No, not the ones that were in Corvosa.
No, those were Hell Knights from the Order of the Nail. So they are ones who put down rebellions.
Now, Patrick will look his armor up and down. Run in with your kind before. I was not particularly impressed with them.
You've met other members of the Gate.
Met other Hell Knights, not of the Gate. They had different symbols. I think it was the nail.
Yes, that's right, dearie. It was the nail, and they were very rude.
Assholes, a lot of them.
That tracks.
I don't think I've had any experience with your kind.
Oh, well, I mean, he did lend his assistance in getting us out of there and hasn't tried to murder us yet, which really by now should just be a point in our favour regardless. Anything that doesn't try to kill us at this point has to be okay-ish.
Well, okay enough for us to allow him the hospitality of a shared camp for a night.
Yeah, we're not unappreciative. That's for certain. But
That's true. Anyone who brings Agnes home safe and Dante.
Well, why are you out here to begin with?
Oh, we came out here to get eaten, dearie.
You mentioned that inside, but that's not quite what I mean.
That's enough to know.
we have our reasons. If you've had heading to Corvosa, you should be aware it's been through some stuff. You mentioned a sister. Was she a Hell Knight too?
No. In fact, she didn't quite approve of me joining the Hell Knights. She would have preferred I stayed and studied my magic, but
Oh, I like her already.
But she's very loyal to the city itself. In fact, she's
what's
actually
her name,
the reason.
dearie? We're all from there. I mean, one of us might have bumped into her at some point.
Oh, yeah, she was very for the people. Her name's Cressida Croft.
Oh, well, fuck me. Sorry, dearie.
No, Agnes. That's the proper reaction.
She must be terribly worried about you.
That's
Best
how
to
I
set
am.
off first thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put her mind at rest.
You're Cressita's brother. Yeah, I
Younger
can
brother,
imagine she
yes.
wouldn't have approved of you joining the Hell Knights. We've had some dealings with her. Friendly dealings.
And she was
In case you're concerned
alive
about that.
the last time we saw her.
Whether that remains, given the state of affairs in the city, well, let's just say loyalty to the city is not as welcome as it once was. But
Quinn tosses another log on the fire and gives Padraig a look.
yeah, Patrick's just kind of shaking his head. God damn it. It's just like I'm gonna focus on investigating and determining what these items are and what they do while I ponder the situation.
All right, certainly. So, the items in question, or the items that you find, I've just given to Agnes. So the first is a bracer
Blast
of.
boots. Oh.
Okay, yeah. No, you go. You do the thing.
I find them in my inventory again. Blast boot grader. Like rocket boots. These sets of rockets come in pairs and strap onto existing footwear or creatures' feet. Inserting them and aligning them properly takes 1 minute. When you activate the blast boots, you can high jump or long jump without the need to stride first. High level versions increase the distance of your high jump or long jump. These are greater blast boots. You can increase the vertical distance of your high jump by up to 50 feet. When you activate them to long jump, you can increase the horizontal distance of your long jump by up to 75 feet. Additionally, for 1 minute, the greater blast boots continue to boost your jumps. Every time you leap during the duration, you can move 30 feet in any direction or your normal leap distance, whichever is further. Bouncy boots.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, literally exude blasts to jump. You figure that this is likely what the woman warrior used to try and catch up to Cindermore as they basically just jumped up and got eaten basically. Next item.
The next item are the braces of devotion. Champions adorn these braces with the symbol of their deity or the text of the tenets they follow. While they're clasped around your forearms, reassuring focus and devotion flow into you through them. Each time you spend a focus point to cast a devotion spell, your divine ally gains a benefit until the start of your next turn, depending on its type. And then it goes on to depending on the type. And then activate Envision frequency once per day. You gain 1 focus point, which you can only use to cast a champion devotion spell. Not used by the end of your turn, this focus point is lost.
Which I'm going to say is not just for the champion, but we're going to apply this to clerics. So that one there is going to allow Holly to use an extra focus point and then also gain bonuses on her cleric abilities and spells.
Nice.
And the last item is currently being held by our Hell Knight friend, which is the Flaming Retribution Axe, which is a +1 great axe bearing the design of a human skull, as well as like the cracks of lava and magma. Basically, they gain a +2 circumstance bonuses to their next damage roll against a creature that they hit before the end of their next turn. The face reshapes any time that you're damaged, and you get additional damage only if you attack the creature that damaged you most recently.
Patrick's also going to look over with Quinn. Why are your boots sparking? Did
I don't know, but could you look at these? So this cute little lizard came while you were running for your life, and I fed it snacks because what else was I going to do? You were running for your life, and there was nothing I could do to help. So I played with the lizard, and he bit my foot, and I have this strange sense now. It's my boots have been acting weird, and I feel a little weird.
It's processing. Like, I mean, I suppose. Really, there wasn't really much else. Yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it.
Thank
All
you.
right. You take a look at them,
you-
and you identify them as the Stormbringer's boots,
Right,
which does the thunder thing and the lightning thing.
right.
Kind of hand them back. I'm like, what kind of lizard?
I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
now I want to
I-
find him.
Yeah,
I want
no,
him
I
to
think
buy
like
all my stuff.
these are kind of a little amazing. And yeah, like if you ever see that lizard again, let's make it our friend.
Okay. And there's another item which we are giving to our new companion, the Demon Mask, which we're going to turn into the Devil's Mask for obvious reasons, but yes. Which will give you bonuses to Intimidate and Interrogations.
Nice.
All right. Well, gathering up our stuff, our heroes have managed to defeat this, recuperate, and will take a little bit of time in order to rest and gain their bearings before going on to the next task. Because you also managed to get out of Cindermore as well as put the soul to rest, you have earned a total of 4 points for this particular encounter.
Woohoo!
Which leaves
Yeah,
only... Oh, sorry, go on.
Well, I was just gonna say to Alexander, as we're resting, let him know, you're welcome to camp with us for now. We are not heading back to Corvosa directly. So if that's your path and you need to go there, we're not,
Have fun. Catch you later.
Yeah.
New
We're-
character next week for Marcus.
Look,
Get hell nice.
if you just make your next character something cute and furry, then you'll be accepted instantaneously into the
God
Yeah,
damn.
like something fluffy
if
and
you
nice.
show up as a goose stepping Hell Knight, no.
You're making a lot of presumptions.
Yes, I am.
Like Alexander even said that the Order of the Nail, they're assholes. He agrees.
Yeah, but
Your sister's
I mean,
worried about you. I wouldn't feel right making her worry unneeded.
Not to mention them getting worried about what's happening to them.
Exactly.
but yes, we are not taking the direct path back. We have business here to attend to before we can return.
All
For
right.
now, rest. Appreciate the help that you've given our companions.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to take off Padrig's hero point from earlier. I will eat that. Okay. Now, all that remains for today's episode is what is the next task you are going to go and try to do? Or are you going to risk going to the Axe Clan and seeing if you've earned enough respect?
So what was the last? So we did.
So you've got 3 more. You've got 3 more. You have...
We need to do Nalharist,
Yep. So
Secure a true speaker's endorsement, trial the totem.
Yep.
Oh, anyone
I
got any
think we
preference?
should try the trial of the totem.
It
me.
is just survival. Whichever that means.
The trial of the totem.
Means not dying.
That will actually take you to the Sun Clan, where you will go and speak with the Sun Shaman. They will give you a trial to complete, and you must do so. If you succeed, you will have the endorsement of the Sun Shaman.
I have here a note, permission of Skukwa.
Yeah, Sklaqua. That is
There we
this.
go, okay.
Yeah, these guys are the Sklaqua.
Okay.
All right. Well, rest, recuperate, feel better, for you have a long road ahead of you. But at the very least, as you slumber beneath the ground of the Cinderlands, the rumbling of the dreaded Cindermore continues, not soon to forget those who disturbed its territory. Bum, bum, bum. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you had a great time. I know I did. This was great. No one died. Patrick nearly did.
Just and Holly.
And
The
Holly.
last session.
Yeah, you guys are doing really good actually for these trials. And you've also earned some extra ones too from putting the spirit to rest, from killing the Cinderlander.
Cinderlander.
You guys are actually doing really good on this book. This book, you guys are eating it up. It's great. Amazing. Yay! All right. Well, guys, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Ozzy Gamer. Thank you for joining us today. You can find us here a number of times during the week playing games and doing cool stuff. Our next game is on Wednesday at 9 o'clock Australian Western Standard, where we're going to be playing Reign of Winter with our dear, dear friends from Pathfinder 1E. Then Friday, we're back with Extinction Curse for Pathfinder 2nd. And then, actually, the Friday one's going to be our last Extinction Curse game, because there was a TPK on that table. So it's an epilogue to farewell those characters and to prepare for our new game. Then Sunday, we're going to be back for Gatewalkers as well. So yeah, all the cool stuff, all the amazing stuff. The trials have definitely been beastly, for sure. It'll be nice to do some, hey, here, solve this jigsaw puzzle. Wow, so good. We didn't have to die or anything.
I think
Okay.
this is a corner piece.
You just find all the corner pieces.
Yeah, can we not just have like a pie baking competition?
No.
Or pie eating competition.
Also no. All right, guys. We're gonna go and raid. Let's see who is out and about. Who is doing some stuff? Darling Creepshow's doing some stuff. ADHD&D is doing some stuff. I thought I saw Scarlet on, but Scarlet's not on yet. Alright, well, let's go and send some love to... You know what? Yeah, we haven't raided Phoenix in a while. Let's raid Phoenix Iwaki. Phoenix Iwaki, good friend of the channel. We love Phoenix. He's a great good dude. He does charity streams. He does cool and fun D&D adventures. Lots of really great one-shots. So send some love. Give him all the big hugs and all things. Guys, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Ozzy Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it a number of times during the week. Stay safe. Stay wonderful. Be kind to each other. And until we meet again, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.